3, 2, 1, go.
Here we go. Good morning, everybody.
Welcome back to another episode of our question and answer Sunday morning show. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Let's get right into it, Pa.
Excited to be here.
Let's get right into it.
You gonna tell them why you sound that way?
So I am a little bit sick right now, so that's why I sound a bit off. But didn't want to not. Yeah, sorry. We didn't want to miss another Sunday episode.
No, let's go. We're ready.
Too many. But anyways, okay. So let's start with the first question here, which is from GTFFV. And they say, what do buyers want that the condo market isn't providing?
Space, convenient space to actually live in, and naturally, all buyers lower prices.
Yeah.
Right. But the space, it doesn't make sense. Like, how do you, if you're two people, it's really difficult to live in 500 square feet.
Yeah. Even the layouts, even if you do have a slightly smaller square footage, the layouts are just, on some of these units are just
there's too many that were geared towards investors buying them, and investors gobbled them up, put them out for rent. And as a renter, I guess, you compromise a bit more as a renter. You figure, I'm not buying it, I'm just renting it. So you kind of deal with it, you put up with it, and those are your only choices. But when you're going to drop $500,000, 600, 700, 800,000 on a first-time condo, it's a lot of money for first-time home buyer, but that's what they're doing, and that's what they cost. You don't want to buy, 600 and 700 square foot, at least 900, 1,000 square foot, and those, the 800, 900, 1,000 square foot condos take you up to close to $1 million or more.
Yeah.
So,
and it's interesting actually when you look at the floor plans, not necessarily for the unit itself, but when you look at that entire floor plan, right? Yeah. You'll see how tightly they packed all the units in, right?
It's like a Lego set, I guess. They just squeeze them in for sure.
Okay, so next question here is, or next comment here, I should say, is from a 2002 S40. And this is with response to our videos on condos. We've been saying for a little bit now that that condos are in trouble, but the numbers don't necessarily show it because
prices generally have been trending up, not aggressively, but the condo prices have not plummeted. They've been trending up or flat, or now starting to see a little bit of a downturn. But what's kind of brewing underneath the surface is a massive amount of inventory piling up. And when you get that amount of choice for the buyer, prices tend to come down.
Yeah. And so, well, their comment was, got to see it to believe it. Prices are still holding strong.
They are.
I think another point to add to that is that the condos that we're reporting on as sold, we talk about it every week. What are there, like, I think close to 5,000 active listings now for condos.
Yep.
And there are...
that's just for the city of Toronto.
That's just for the city of Toronto. That's just for condo apartments. And there's about 5,000 active listings, and we're reporting on the 200 or so that have sold, right? And so those 200 that have sold, and we've talked about this multiple times on different videos, the ones that are selling are the nice ones.
Yeah.
The ones that are selling are the, high floor, corner unit, great layout. And so those are going to be commanding a bigger price, or higher price, right?
Usually.
And so, but you have a ton of options in the, $500,000-$600,000 range. A ton of options.
Lots of options.
And so, I don't know, maybe the numbers are being a little bit skewed because of what's being sold right now. And so that's making it look like condo prices are holding strong, but in that...
I can see that thought. Yeah. Makes sense to me. I can see that.
In the entry level, your one bedroom, 1+ den, a lot of those are taking a bit of a hit right now. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there. But
you'll hear it here first, folks.
Yes, you'll hear it here first. It's funny. Someone commented that we need more condo news. I'm
What
like,
do they mean, more
man,
condo
do we
news?
need to put out another condo video each
No,
week?
no, we're good. We're good. We got enough videos going
Yeah,
out.
yeah. So, okay, next comment here. I found this one pretty interesting, but it's from Essential Passion, and they've been a long time commenter on our videos. We've always
Yes, they have.
appreciated their support, and they say, well, they're clicking in the thousands, and this channel has subtly shifted towards catering to the bears. Bears prefer to hibernate in their mom's basement, clicking, commenting, and hitting the bell. Apparently, bears make better followers, making the internet officially a bear's market. Just check the latest clickbait titles. Seller problems keep getting bigger. Things are getting so much worse for condos. Don't count on the Bank of Canada to save you. These condo prices don't make any sense. LOL, the propaganda is real. There's another comment here also that
Where do I begin?
calls you bearish as well, and I mean,
You know, you can't win, folks. Like, seriously, you can't win. I'm reporting. I am very, very neutral. Like, in my mind, in my heart, I'm telling you, I am so neutral as to whatever the market is doing. I am not biased one way or the other. My attitude, the philosophy, and why our business continues to grow no matter what is there's always going to be people needing to buy and sell. And if prices go up, sellers are happy, buyers are not. If prices come down, sellers are upset, buyers are happy. So there's never a good market or a bad market. I truly believe that. And there's always going to be somebody that likes the market and hates the market.
Yeah.
And I just report what's happening. The thing is, why I'm leaning more one way right now is because that's what the market's doing. It's not like 1 week we're down and everything's about that, and then the next week it's like coming down, and it takes a while, and there's going to be a few weeks of that, maybe a few months of that before we start going the other way. And then what, I'm going to be accused of, gearing towards the seller because prices are going up. You can't win for trying, but I'm still going to do it.
Yeah. So yeah, I think when it comes to that, when it comes to the clickbait titles, I don't think they're really clickbait. We try.
Sure they are. Sure they are. Come on.
Maybe they're a little bit exaggerated, but
Do you think we'd be doing this if nobody watched?
yeah, that's the thing.
Honestly,
we've
people
tried.
accuse us, he just wants people to watch.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we want. We want you to watch.
Of course.
Like, it's not.
We have tried. We have tried the titles that are not so clickbaity, and no one watches. So
tell them the secret. If the title is positive, nobody watches.
Yeah, that's a sad reality.
It's so funny
in what we do. But yeah, I think overall we just comment on what's happening right now.
Absolutely.
Right? Sellers' problems keep getting bigger. They keep getting bigger because there's more competition, and we're seeing it push prices down.
Yes.
Right? So I mean,
and if they haven't yet, as long as inventory levels stay this high and continue to climb, if we stay on the same trend where supply keeps increasing, there's only so long sellers are going to be able to hold on for. And there'll still be a lot able to hold on, but the minute one of their neighbors or somebody else in the building starts to drop their price because they have to sell, that's the new market. That's the new benchmark for the price. It's going to force everybody down.
That's a reality that we're seeing right now.
We're seeing it,
right?
And we're going to see it more.
So, yeah. Next comment here comes from We Wands, and they say, you should make a separate chart for $2 million and more, in my opinion, but keep up the great vids.
Thank you for that. We've done that before. We were doing, for a while, we were doing a luxury show of $3 million and up. The average prices just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
It made no sense.
Looked like a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, it just, you can't really make rhyme or reason of the average prices when it comes to that. Picture this, for example. Let's say we do a chart that's $2 million minimum or up. Well, what happens when some of those $2 million properties sell for 1.9? They no longer appear on that chart. but you remove those bottom ones because they sell just under, it shoots average prices up.
Yeah.
Right? You remove the bottom. That's why I also don't remove them from the regular charts that we do. If I remove those 2 million, it has a way of skewing the numbers where it's less of a reality.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to do that. But we keep thinking about how do we show just the luxury market. And to me, volume on the luxury market is more important than the average price. Months of inventory on the luxury market is more important. We'll see. We're looking at that more and more to figure out.
And like, there's some weeks where we're gathering all the data, and you'll have 3 weeks consistently where the highest sale is $6 million, and that's pretty standard. You'll have a 6 million
for Toronto.
And then 1 week you'll have a $14 million sale, right? Or you'll have 2 of those.
Yeah.
And it's
but just to let everybody know, when we get those $10 million, $14 million, we don't include those in our average. That's just so abnormal, out to left field.
Yeah.
We don't include that data in our average prices.
Yeah. So next comment here comes from another longtime commenter of ours, and we appreciate your support, Kent A205.
Kent.
And I think you might have, I think you might have briefly touched on this in the comment section, but I figured you'd have an opportunity to give a more in-depth answer here. So they say, Santo, our family needs some honest advice. There's a home that's been for sale for 4 months now. There's been an open house a couple of months ago and a second coming soon. Price has been lowered recently. We don't have an agent because the last 2 seem to work for their own benefit and not ours, the clients. How would you proceed, and what should we be careful about? We want to go with the team selling the house, but what obligations do they have when it comes to communicating with us after placing an offer? Too bad you're in Ontario, where we would have asked you to represent us.
Where is he? We can drive. We got the weekend. Can we get there in the weekend?
He says Ontario, so I mean, you're going out of province for that one. So,
first of all, I should say, Kent, going with the listing agent, not the best idea. The listing agent is already under contract to work in the best interest of the seller. Now, the listing agent, according to our rules, can engage you. And we call it double ending, where the listing agent also represents the buyer. They can do that. They can represent you and the seller at the same time. But our rules are pretty clear. The minute that happens, it's called multiple representation, and the listing agent basically has to take a back seat to both parties and supply you with the basic information, mostly what's available, to the public, and here's what's sold in the area, here's what's available for sale. You want to write an offer, what would you like to do? They can't or shouldn't steer you one way or another. And whatever loyalty they had to the seller is also supposed to take a back seat. But the reality is the listing agent really just starts to go like this with their eyes, because they're going ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. They're looking at making more money. It's not in your best interest. Usually you can get a better deal and be better protected if you have your own representation. Get your own agent. Yes, you've used a couple in the past. You've said that didn't work out. That's okay. There'll be a good agent out there for you. And, I'm not sure where you are. Send me a message. I might have a colleague out there that I'd be happy to refer to you. I'm not sure where you are, though. But otherwise, ask your family, ask your friends of who they've used, and speak with them, interview them. Now, I should tell you, if anybody they refer, your family, friends, coworkers, are related to the agent, pass. Get somebody else. Because you don't know their motive for actually referring that agent. And get an agent who's active, a full-time agent who's active, that is dealing with business every day.
Great advice. So next comment comes from Doozy John 6165. And they say,
Doozy.
I lived in 2 neighborhoods and noticed that certain houses get sold multiple times, while others have owners living in them for years. I bought one house that was sold about every 2 years on average. I ended up selling it after 2 years for reasons that has nothing to do with the house. Does it mean the houses are cursed or whatever? Has anyone noticed this too?
Some are obvious reasons why some houses get turned over more often than others in the same neighborhood. It could be their location, could be something on the street. I'd hate to admit to a house being cursed, so I'm not going to go there. I don't see that as a a viable reason. Hey, it's just the way it happens sometimes.
But you know what? We do notice that actually. So you're not entirely wrong. There's some times where you see a house and we'll notice it, and maybe a few years later we'll notice it's up for sale again, and for some reason, can't say it's cursed, but
Don't
for
say
some
that.
reason,
Yeah, don't say.
For some
don't
reason,
know.
there are some houses that have 2 to 3 year lifespans for some people. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe if you buy one of these houses, you got a financing condition on your offer. You got a home inspection condition. Maybe a priest should visit the house as a condition also to remove any curses that are put on the house.
And maybe you
Imagine that we start seeing
for 2 years, longer than 2 years.
Priest condition.
That's funny. Okay, and our last one here comes from Miss Croatian Canuck.
I wonder where she's from.
And they say, I am becoming a subscriber as I just enjoy your direct approach. You know what I've decided? I've decided that all these videos are going to end with a nice comment.
Beautiful. Appreciate it.
They say, I am becoming a subscriber as I just enjoy your direct approach and common sense. Also, I see how proud you are of your son as you glance over it.
You're everybody. He's the one who picks which comments we talk about.
Good job. Smart young man you have raised.
I am very proud of you, Daniel. Very proud.
Thank you. And thank you so much for the comment. We really appreciate it. We appreciate all your support on all these videos. To everyone that watches, to everyone that comments, subscribes, thank you for taking the time to watch these. That ends our show for today. And we'll see you again soon. Leave your comments on this video, on the videos throughout the week, and maybe we will feature you on this show.
Have an awesome day, everybody.
Have a good one. Thank you.